what should drive everything that you do, and you are centered around that. They're what the kids need to know. And if you stray away from that and you're just teaching whatever, then the kids are going to be lost. They're not going to be prepared when it comes time for that test.
Starting point, and then it's also good to look at the strand in the previous grade level and in the next grade level to see what they should know and where they're going. And so it's very important to your lesson planning.
The TEK, it should be the base of your lesson. When we plan our lessons, we look at the TEK, we ask ourselves what do our students need to know, and then plan our lessons according to the TEK. They're the foundation of every lesson that we teach.
The TEKs drive our collaboration. We look at them and decide what we need to do to make the kids successful on that concept. And so we talk about best practices, how best to get that information across to the students, and to get 100% participation from the kids during the class period.
Your lesson planning.
They're critical. They are the foundation. I always say it's the roadmap of my students. I've got to understand where they're coming from first grade, where they are for me, and where they're going to go in third grade.
Miss Morgan, our writing teacher, she's like, you're going to need this for all of your life, so you need to pay attention.
Do you believe her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think in some ways you really do want to please them, you know?
Yeah, you
Because
want to disappoint them.
like they're working hard to help you, so you want to give that back to them.
It's like a relationship with your parents.
Versus like a teacher that you don't talk to often and then you don't really want to try, or you want to give the same thing back to what they give to you.
I don't like to just do easy things. I like for it to be hard for me. I like to take new ways and new obstacles. I like for it to be hard. I want to take new challenges, experience new things, not just to, oh yeah, it's easy, take the little easy road. I want it to be hard. I want to know new stuff, you know, like just experience a lot of new stuff.
Not easily understood by all students.
Okay.
I think it's challenging when the material itself is just difficult to understand.
Okay.
Something new.
Excellent.
Well, if it were like that, it wouldn't really prepare us for what things are really like, and that's essentially what they are, really like: challenging, difficult, figuring out. I mean, it pushes us to thinking that we wouldn't normally if everything was easy, if everything just came like, okay, well, this will just, just blow on over and I can just deal with it later or whatever. That kind of thinking, you're going to have a lot of problems in the future, instead of being able to, okay, how can I assess this problem and go on it head on and, figure out the best solution. And I think that's where the challenging part comes into play a lot.
It's a window and when we're teaching things. And so it allows for us to take longer based on our student needs if we need to in one area and shorter in a different area. So there is flexibility, but we're still stuck to the rigor and the sequence that we're supposed to be following.
Pre-assessment is always a really good thing to get to pre-assessment. I mean, from the beginning, you want to know what they know already. So that's how
we're able to have the assessment cater to our kids. And this year I had a student, it's nice to be able to even adjust within our campus a little bit. I had a student who wasn't getting it. I was about to pull my hair out. I knew he wasn't getting it. I knew. Well, then I stopped and thought, you know what? He's a drawer. He's very creative. Maybe I'm not assessing him in the way he did. So I changed his assessment, and lo and behold, he knew it.
He knew it.
I just wasn't communicating with him effectively on the way he could tell it back to me.
And so they'll start telling me, well, this is why I gave you this answer, and this is why, and so then it's clear. So if I can get in their head and see what their thinking was during that time, then I can adjust and move on. Or not, or I'll say, okay, no, that's not even what I wanted. So then they'll say, well, then this is how the question should have been worded. Oh, I'll take notes for next time.
As opposed to being, like you said, paper or pencil, it could be verbally, or it could be some sort of project, something other than a test, something that's the standard pencil and paper. It could be something more than that. I mean, it can very well easily, anything that we do practically turns into a learning lesson because we're interacting with each other. essentially we do learn things outside of just paper and pencil, just by just interactions that we have just with teachers, with other students.
Being ourselves.
Yeah, practically. We don't really realize it, but we're kind of entrusting you with our future in a sense. But also,
You're
it is
giving us
our
the
part.
kick, but it's our part to
It's our
follow.
initiative that takes it beyond that and what we've learned here, really. But giving the tools for us to take it with us, that means everything. I mean, that is everything.
Education is everything. Without that, what am I going to do without education? And I'm just happy to be here and about to graduate. And I feel so good.
Like, the reason why I'm nervous, like, before a test is, like, because, like, I'm just anxious. Like, I'm nervous, but I'm anxious at the same time because I'm like, what if I don't know it? Or, like, I don't know, I'm just, like, I want to do good. I don't want to disappoint my teachers, and I don't want to fail. And
Well, I would look over the questions and I would see what I missed, and I would redo the questions, and I might ask the teacher like what I missed if I couldn't find it, and I would make sure I knew what I missed so I don't make the same mistake the next time.
You go over it and just see like how you can fix it and what you did wrong, and then like if there's one that you cannot get still, then you would ask the teacher. I think it's important that they know you're correcting it, because like if you're not paying attention in class, then you're not going to get that the next time you like take a test or something. And if you're like working on that while your teacher's teaching something, that then you wouldn't get that, and you would make a bad grade on that too.
And I think it's important that they look over your test after you've corrected it, because then like if you miss the same question on most of your tests, then they know that you need to stay after school and they need to help you with that.
About me is that I'm a learner, and that I value their learning, and then in turn value students' learning. But I have to first build a relationship with them so that they trust me, because if they don't trust me to lead them in that learning, then we're not going to get anywhere. So I feel like without the relationship with my staff, I really am not going to get very far at all. So I have to model my relationship with my teachers so that they can in turn model, a positive, respectful, thoughtful relationship with their kids, so that we can have authentic learning. Because I think that just like being in a classroom, if they respect you and if they enjoy being with you and they know that you value them as an individual, they're going to in turn do everything you ask them to do and more. And how much your teachers value when you take time to build that relationship with them, and know them as an individual and their families and their interests and their hobbies and what they enjoy learning. And I think that is just exactly the same relationship that I again want them to have with their kids.
I think that they also need to know that I support them personally as well. If they're having something going on in their life personally and they need to visit about it, or they might need to take some time off, to be understanding, because if you're not happy at home with your family, then you're not going to come to school happy. So I always tell my teachers, your family, your personal life is number one, and then after that, if that's good, then you're going to come to school and do a good job. And it took me the first year just learning my teachers and working on building morale within the school and letting them know that I do appreciate them, and making sure that we celebrate those successes that they're having in the classroom.
We're blessed with a campus that does wonderful things, and we've always had great leadership, and it's a great place to be. I'm telling you what, from leadership down, we have been extremely blessed, and working with the team members that I work with, even the whole hall that I work on,
Well, they've got to know that I care about them. They've got to know that I love them, because if not, they're not going to work for me. So it's so funny. I always say you have to check your feelings at the door. The minute you walk in having a bad morning or whatever, kids can read you quicker than anything. And so they know your day goes shoo, so you have to know.
And they have to completely trust you and trust the environment. They don't want to be embarrassed, and so you've got to keep it real, not loose, but real flexible. Just so they trust. They've got to trust you, and they've got to trust the other students around them. And that takes a lot of building relationships, student to student, student to teacher. Everybody's got to work together.
You definitely have to have trust and respect, and you have to be ready to listen just as much as you want to be heard.
Well, I mean, everyone can learn. Everyone can learn. But I'm not. For me, I don't give up. I'll figure out the way to reach that kid. And it may be that it's till Christmas until I figure out what's going on. But I'm not going to stop. I will sit up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, oh, I haven't tried this, or oh, I haven't done that. And so yes, I have a notepad by my bed and I'm ready to go. I think you have to be first an effective communicator. And when I say that, there's that big misconception that you have to talk. You have to know exactly what to say at the right time. And half the time, these kids just need somebody to listen to.
Newer teachers see it differently. I think you have to earn the respect of your kids. I mean, especially these days, it's different. You know, kids don't get all nervous when they see their teacher in the grocery store anymore. They see them more as a friend, and you know, so it's different. That relationship is different. So your students need to be able to trust you, especially when they come to you with something that's private. They need to, you know, you have to build that trust. It doesn't happen on days. So respect and trust, communication is a key point. It's just like in any relationship, I think. You know, they need to know that you're gonna do what's best for them, no matter what.
Our teacher helped us over and over with it until we get it right.
Sometimes in our free time, she'll tell me about her son, about her life and all that. And I'll tell her about mine before we know it, we're in a conversation and we just get to know each other.
What makes a good teacher in your eyes? What skills or what do they bring to the table that makes them a good teacher?
Who, I think, from my point of view, a teacher who just cares about everybody and just takes the time to just give them the time that they need to help them and just be there, not just for a teacher, but as a friend, you know?
I have a teacher where I tell her, because I trust her a lot, and like I tell her everything, and she's there for me all the time, and she tells me, like it shows me she cares about me, because sometimes I'm down, and then I tell her, and she's a good keeper teacher, like she
Keeps the secrets.
Yeah. I like her a lot. I'm always passing the class.
I mean, it's still just like that everybody knows me. I just feel so loved. Like, I don't even have to know you guys, but hello, it just makes me feel good that you guys will take the time to say hello and good morning to me. But it's just like every day when I come in, it's still just like that everybody knows me. I just feel so loved. Like, I don't even have to know you guys, but hello, it just makes me feel good that you guys will take the time to say hello and good morning to me.
I don't care if a teacher doesn't like me or if they do like me. If a teacher doesn't like me, I'll do my best in class to make her think more of me, and then
I'd say the same thing as he says, because sometimes if teachers don't like me, I try to work harder and try to become their friend and be a good person in the class.
Do you trust your teacher?
Yes.
Why? What makes you trust your teacher?
Because she helps us with a lot of things, and she knows what we're doing, and she helps us know what we're doing.
Do you respect your teacher?
Yes.
Why?
Because she respects us and gives us I don't know how to say that right.
No, I think you said it great. I liked
Discipline.
it. Discipline. Yeah. That's not easy for me to say even. Why do you...
How important is it that your teachers know you?
I think it's really important.
Why?
Because like if not everybody's the same and they want to know your like if you like to work with a partner or by yourself.
And I also think it's important that they know like how you figure out your problems and all that stuff. So if you like need to see it, or if you like need to feel it, or if you need to have someone read it to you, because then you can know that then your teachers know that that's how you figure it out, so they can help you with it. The teachers need to know their kids in order for them to be able to teach them the way they do. Either my principal, my gym teacher, my recess teachers, like
just all of them?
yes, anybody who's close to me at that point, I'll talk to them. And
How important is that, to be able to talk to those adults?
it's pretty important because if your teacher doesn't like you, at least you know that other people like you, and that you at least have somebody to talk to. And usually if teachers don't like kids, they don't say it, like they don't act like it or anything, but sometimes you can just tell. And
Within here, we have vertical alignment that we've really been working on the last 2 years, which really helps us see, what we should be doing, what vocabulary are we all going to be working. So we do a lot vertically, we do a lot horizontally. But we have a lot to do with the cluster too. There's things that we do in the cluster, district-wise. We're on committees with district. So anything we can do to help other teachers and stuff and get things is great.
Between our PLC time that way, the curriculum is everything. Like we're able to common plan, and we're doing the same lessons all the time because we work together and help each other out with that. So.
I love PLCs. Yeah, it's the best time to get together and collaborate with your teammates.
Vertical teaming, all the language arts teachers, we get together and we'll just chew on drawing conclusion and inferencing.
I like when you get to act out the lesson, or the teacher does something funny to show you how to do the lesson, or they show you how not to do it and how to do it, but you're still learning, you're having fun.
Much.
I think it makes it interesting, when a teacher is teaching you, but at the same time she's showing you in different ways, in a game, or she's having fun with you while you're doing it, and you get to learn better.
Interacting with the kids here not necessarily in a leadership way, but interacting with so many different kids, because I was here for so long, I really think it helped me become a more well-rounded person in different, they had different backgrounds than I did, and I still interacted with them, and they became my close friends, and it really helped me see how much more there was out there in the world. And college is obviously a very, very diverse place, and this was very similar in a lot of different ways, the big projects and spending so long on something, and the variety of people is very similar to my experiences in college.
What is true?
Yeah. Well, the working on big projects or not necessarily cumulative, content throughout the year that was mandatory. Working on big projects, stuff that was much more relative to my interests, really did help me in my college career. I think some of the reasons I was able to go on to tech and work for 8 hours. And you have to study for tests for 8 hours. You have to. It's anyone who's been to college knows how much work you have to. And I wouldn't have known that work ethic or have that been used to it if it weren't for the projects I did here. And I didn't mind doing them here, and that introduced me that level of work that I had to do in college, was that type of learning.
Time to lighten up.
Do you feel that you teach to the test, or do you feel that you teach to the text?
I teach straight to the test.
You just go straight to the test?
Straight to the test. I go copy questions from that test, and that's what I teach the kids and let them know that's what they're supposed to be doing.
That way they're comfortable with it when they see it for the first time.
Absolutely.
That's excellent.
See, I knew what he wanted. Oh, Lord.
How valuable is the student-teacher relationship in your classroom?
It is so overrated. Totally overrated. Because it's really all about me. And I don't have time to go above and beyond all these expectations. I only get paid $50,000 a year.
Well, I mean, I get off at 3. I mean, I
got
don't care
better
what they
things
do
to do.
before, you know? Don't talk to the parents a whole lot.
Are your students more responsive to fear
Fear.
or respect?
Kick them when they're down.
Absolute drill sergeant. All the time.
Can't give them an inch, can you?
No.
Never.
No, because they just take advantage of you.
And don't smile till after Christmas?
Yeah, not even then.
No. Last day of school.
Maybe.
We might have a smile.
Maybe.
Okay, you gotta look in the camera and smile now.
Guys, are you ready for me?
Yeah. Do you feel you teach to the test or do you feel you teach to the standards?
Oh, of course you teach the test. The first week of school, I have my stack of worksheets. I'm ready to go. You know, skill and drill. Skill and drill is what they say. That's how they learn best.
Try not to laugh out loud or I ruined your little deal.